How's it going, everybody? This is gacpkmn and welcome back to the channel. We have an insanely special video today because I recently acquired this vintage Pokemon binder which includes some of the craziest cards I've ever seen in my life inside. I'm talking Legendary Collection, EX Era, Skyridge, Aquapolis, all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look inside and see what we got. Alright guys, so here is the binder, and it's a little quick story time. A really good friend of mine from grade school, we've been friends for a very long time now. He had this binder since he was a kid and it was just sitting in his closet collecting dust, and he went ahead and offered this to me for free. I insisted on paying him and he wouldn't let me, so I have all these cards in my collection now, which is just insane to think about, so major props to him. Alright, so we're starting off with this first page here, and as you can see we have some really crazy stuff up top. This Dark Dragonite over here on the left from Team Rocket Returns, the Team Aqua's Walrein Hollow, Magmar EX from Ruby and Sapphire there. Move down a little bit, we have this Wailord Reverse from Diamond and Pearl, a Dragonite, that's a German Dragonite from Fossil. We have an Aggron Hollow off to the side over here from Ruby and Sapphire. Moving down a bit, we have a Bastiodon from Diamond and Pearl and a Steelix from Sandstorm. On the next page, we have a Ninetales from Platinum, plus this Blaziken here from Ruby and Sapphire. We have a second one of those actually just beneath down here. But up in this corner, we have an Emboar from Black and White. This cracked hollow pattern, very cool on that one. We also have this Infernape from Diamond and Pearl base set and an Arcanine from base set 2. Another Arcanine down here from the original base set. A third Arcanine, this is a holographic, this is from Rising Rivals from Platinum. We also have a Magmortar from Diamond and Pearl down here in the corner. We have even more Diamond and Pearl and EX cards on this third page here. We got a couple of Walreins, got a Blastoise, and down in this corner we have a Blastoise from base set 2 and a Swampert Reverse Hollow from Ruby and Sapphire. Just a few more cards on this next page here. We got a Blastoise on the left there from Platinum, a Politoed Hollow, plus a Samurott with that same cracked hollow pattern and a Palkia on the bottom left from Platinum. The highlight of this next page is undoubtedly this Hydreigon from Black and White right there in the middle. We also have a nice reverse over there, Rising Rivals Golem, plus a nice Gallade on the bottom from Pop Series 7. We have even more Wizards of the Coast, Diamond and Pearl, Platinum, EX, all that good stuff on this next page here. Highlight I'd say here is probably this Machamp from Expedition. We have some more Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, EX, all that good stuff on this page. Same over here, a little bit more of the same kind of stuff. We had this nice Giovanni's Nidoqueen from Gym Challenge in this bottom row here. All right, now here's where things might start to get a little bit crazy. We have this reverse Muck from Platinum on the left over there, but we move a little bit further down, we see this Gardevoir Hollow from Ruby and Sapphire, and a little bit further down, we have an Alakazam non-hollow from Skyridge. We have a Slacking over here all by himself, hollow from Ruby and Sapphire. Over on this page, we have some Regigigas, one of which is from Stormfront, so a nice hollow there. We also have an Ursaring, a Snorlax, Regigigas again, this time from Pop Series 9, and a Snorlax by himself down here. On the next page, these Amphiroses come into play. We have two from Stormfront, two hollows there, plus a reverse from Platinum. Up at the top, we have a Tyranitar, a Steelix, and a Heatran. And on this page over to the left, we have a Wigglytuff and a Cobalion that made it in from X and Y, which is a little interesting. Plus this Mandibuzz and a Zekrom promo from Black and White. Got even more vintage hollows and fun stuff on this page. This Suicune from Pop Series 2 is one of my favorites in this whole binder, but the condition's a little beat up. It's got some dents at the top there, some scratches and stuff on the bottom, but still a very nice hollow. And then down here we have three Hypnos, all three different versions. We have one from Fossil, that is a language, I'm guessing German there. We have another one down here from Fossil that's in Spanish, and we have an English Hypno from Legendary Collection. This German one here is the only one that's holographic, and a Palkia on the bottom right from Diamond and Pearl base. I took some big highlights out of this page that I'll show you in a little bit here, but up top here we have a Mew promo, we have a Mew Delta Species holographic from Pop Series 5, another Mew over here, this one I believe is from a Diamond and Pearl set. Moving down a bit, we have a Holon's Magneton from Delta Species there, we have a Mightyena from Ruby and Sapphire, an Azumarill Delta Species, a Nuzleaf, and a Moltres non-hollow from Skyridge. The main highlights of this next page include this German Skarmory from Neo Genesis. It's a holographic card here, plus this holographic Articuno from Legendary Collection. We also have this entire page of various unknowns from various generations. We have some from Neo in here, but also some at the bottom down here from Diamond and Pearl. And save for some reverses and some other interesting cards from Diamond and Pearl and EX, that'll about do it for what's remaining in this binder. So let's now go ahead and get into what else I pulled out of here and put in sleeves right away. All right, guys, so these 3 piles back here are where the really crazy things start to come in. I've sleeved these all up. They're all in really great shape, or they're just, much more valuable cards that were in this binder. So we're gonna go ahead and start with this stack on the left here. I'll cut this in half so it's a little easier for me to hold. You can already see we have some pretty classic Neo stuff on top there. We're gonna go ahead and get started with this Blaziken right on top. This is a holographic Blaziken. This is from the EX era. I wanna say maybe Hidden Legends or Power Keepers. I'm not extremely familiar with the set symbols from these sets. These are the ones I had when I was a kid, but it's been a very long time. So go ahead and flip through here and see what else we've got in this stack. We have a Swampert here from Ruby and Sapphire. A very nice holographic there. Golem EX, from EX era. The Venusaur from Platinum. The Giratina from Platinum. Porygon Z Diamond and Pearl promo. We have a Crobat Delta Species holographic. We have a Ho-Oh here from Neo Revelation. Now this guy is not in the best shape, but as you can see on screen, this card is worth a ton of money at its current market price. Now I'll go ahead and slide this out here carefully so you can see what I'm talking about. The hollow on this guy, the front of the card really is pretty immaculate looking, but you can see we do have this crease up in the top corner that brings this down quite a bit. And also the back, you can see quite a bit of damage and stuff like that in the corners, but still just a really beautiful card. They don't make illustrations and stuff like this anymore. It's a classic, and I love to see stuff like this. All right, so behind that Ho-Oh in that stack was this Entei holographic from Pop Series 2. Very subtle hollow there, but still a really nice looking card. I love that artwork there. You see a teeny little bit of Raikou in the background, which is really neat. We have this Mewtwo here from Diamond and Pearl era. Nice holographic here. We have this Metal Energy from Neo Destiny, or Neo Genesis, I'm sorry. Holographic pattern is great on here. We do have this really nice looking swirl here as well, which is always really cool to see. Don't see a whole lot of those, so very cool. We have this Lantern here from Aquapolis. Just a fair warning, we have a ton of Aquapolis holographics and reverse hollows coming up here soon, so stay tuned for that. Really insane stuff. Lickitung here from Aquapolis as well. We have a Growlithe reverse from Aquapolis, a Skiploom reverse from Aquapolis, and a Mightyena reverse from Ruby and Sapphire. We'll go ahead now and finish out this first stack of cards I pulled out of this binder. Starting with this light Piloswine, we're getting into some more Neo stuff here. We see a lot of light and dark cards. Light Lantern here. We have a Houndour from Aquapolis, really nice artwork on there. A Sneasel from Aquapolis. This Houndoom from Aquapolis, which is a rare, not a hollow, not a reverse like that, but just a really killer looking artwork. These were all so unique looking, the end of that Wizards of the Coast era. They got really wild with these artworks, and there's some really creative, really kind of abstract ones they did as well, which is always really cool to see. We have a Kangaskhan here from Aquapolis, a Psyduck from the Neo Destiny, I believe that's Neo Destiny there. We have Light Venomoth from Neo Destiny, Golbat from Skyridge. Again, this artwork here is just so unique looking, so cool. We have an Exeggutor reverse hollow from Aquapolis, Rapidash reverse from Expedition, Blaziken reverse from Ruby and Sapphire, Gyarados holographic from base set. Coming up behind it here, we have this Lapras EX from Ruby and Sapphire. We'll take a look at this one. A lot of these old EX cards that my buddy had were in really great condition. The front especially here looks really nice. As you can see, there's no creases. The edges and the corners all look really great. Flip it around very carefully here, and you can see again, the corners have a teeny bit of edge wear. There's a little bit going on up there. But for this card being 19 years old at this point, it looks really incredible. So we have a lot more of those coming up, but this one especially is one that I thought was just in incredible condition. Right behind that Lapras, we had a Paladon level X. This is from Platinum Rising Rivals. We had a Vileplume reverse from Aquapolis. This Claydol EX, and this is from an EX era set. Couldn't tell you which one, but it looks like it's from the later EXs. 07, we're missing that little E in the bottom corner as well. Great looking hollow here. We have a Flygon EX, this time from another EX era set there. This one is also a little bit more damaged too. We have some creases in the top and things like that, but I couldn't resist putting this in here in one of these sleeves and having it kind of showcased because this card is really, really nuts. Behind that, we have this Blissey holographic from Neo Revelation. Really, really beautiful card there. Behind that, we have a Metagross. Now, this is a Delta Species from the Delta Species set. Now, these holographics are really cool because the borders of the card, as you can see there, kind of subtly, were also holographic on these holo foil versions. So great looking stuff there. We love that. And on the end of this first stack, we have a Luxray holographic from Pop Series 8. All right, so that's just the first stack. We'll go ahead and move in now to the second stack of cards. Once again, I'll split this in half, make it a little easier to handle. And we can see right on the front here, we have a Haunter reverse holo. This is from Legendary Collection. These cards, if you don't know, Legendary Collection at the end of the packs had a reverse holo. It was kind of the first set, I believe, to do reverse holographic cards. And they had this really, really wild looking holo pattern on them. They're kind of called Fireworks, but just a really, really wild looking card here. We'll go ahead and pull this out, again, very carefully. Don't want to damage these. A lot of these Legendary Collection reverses that he had in his collection were in really, really incredible shape. This one is a little bit beat up at the top. There's tiny little creases there if you can see them. The back also has some edge wear and corner damage and things like that. But nonetheless, a fantastic looking card and one of many more we'll get to see here very soon. So right behind that Haunter, we had this Dratini reverse holo from Legendary Collection. Behind that, we have an Onyx reverse holo from Legendary Collection. We have this Rhydon here, this Rhydon holographic from Skyridge. This is a very, very high value card. Again, these Skyridge holos are all really, really hard to find and very desirable. Booster packs of Skyridge now are going for about $1,000 a pack. So if that gives you any idea, any kind of frame of reference here, there is some wild stuff from this pack you can pull. Behind that, we have a Hypno reverse holo from Aquapolis. We have a Xatu reverse holo from Skyridge. An Ivysaur reverse holo from Expedition. A Bayonet reverse holo. This is from an EX era set. These old reverses are really cool. This one was one they didn't keep very long, this kind of pattern, but see we have the Psychic symbol here for Bayonet's type, and then we see all the types in the background of the holo pattern here. This is actually how the old reverses looked. The whole card wasn't reversed like this. It was just the kind of different holo pattern they did instead of the main kind of just, holo on the top window here. Really unique looking stuff, very cool. Glad to see some of these in the collection. We have a Jolteon holographic here from Legendary Collection. Magnemite, and this is a very subtle holo, but you can see in the back there is a little bit there. This is from Neo Discovery. And this actually is surprisingly rare, but these metal types back then were a little harder to find in these packs. And because they were rare, because it was a new type and things like that, they were a little more desirable. Kind of like how when Fairy type first came in, they made some Fairy type cards that probably shouldn't have been rares and holos. They made those go with that. So that's kind of what we have here, but nonetheless, a great looking card there. Behind that, we have this Donphan reverse holo from Aquapolis. We have a Dark Raichu holographic from Legendary Collection. We have a Smeargle from Neo Discovery. This is a holographic, and I believe this is the first Smeargle card ever printed, so this is very cool to see. It's not first edition, so that is worth noting there, but a very cool looking card here, an excellent holo pattern on the back. We have a Dark Porygon 2 from a Neo set. This is probably my favorite card, honestly, in this entire binder. I love Porygon. I love this artwork here, the rainbow holo in the background. We have a swirl here as well. Just an all-around amazing looking card. We have a Victory Bell holo from Aquapolis. A Muck holographic from Aquapolis. A Dark Persian holographic from Legendary Collection. And then our last three cards in the end, we have this Dark Vaporeon holo from Legendary Collection. A Dark Slowbro holo from Legendary Collection, and on the end we have a Light Togetic from Neo Destiny. Getting into our next stack of silver sleeves here now, starting off with a Jinx reverse holo from Legendary Collection. Again, they had a ton of Legendary Collection, and I love it. These cards are really, really beautiful looking. We have a Kirlia reverse holo from Ruby and Sapphire. We have this Light Jolteon from Neo Destiny. This card's taken off a bit recently. I think the evolutions are all, very valuable cards in general. And this is a really unique looking artwork. We have Jolteon here cuddled up with a Togepi. There's a Rattata in the background as well, but this is just an uncommon card. And at a first edition, which this card is not, it's selling for about 60 bucks. So it kind of gives value, or gives you an idea of the value of a lot of these old cards, regardless of the rarity, regardless of whether it's a holo or not. A lot of them are just worth a ton of money these days if you can still have them around in good condition. Behind this, we have a light Nine Tails, also from the same set. This Eevee reverse holo from Skyridge. This card really blew me away as far as the value goes. I know Eevee's a fan favorite and Skyridge is a really hard set to get a hold of, but this one still really shocked me. And I gotta say, the condition on this guy is also really, really great. I'll be careful here pulling it out. Don't want to damage anything. But this reverse holo pattern here, for one thing, is really, really popping. You can see there, almost like a rainbow effect. And then on the back, a little bit of damage in these corners here, a couple marks and scuffs here and there, but still a very, very good looking card and in pretty solid condition considering the age and the binder that it was in. And behind that Eevee, we have this Kakuna reverse holo from Legendary Collection. We have a Beautifly holographic from Ruby and Sapphire. This light Flareon from that same Neo set. They probably had a light Vaporeon in that set as well, given they had Jolteon and Flareon. That card wasn't in here and I actually didn't check, but I'm just assuming it would kind of make sense. We have a Jirachi here from Platinum Rising Rivals, nice holographic here. We have an Arceus, this is the water type. This is from Platinum Arceus. They had a whole insert of this Arceus subset. This is AR4. They had one for every type, and when you laid them all out together, these hollow lines here made this kind of big circular pattern like you can see on the set symbol down here. So very cool to have one of these cards back in my collection. Behind that, we have this Kabutops non-hollow rare from Neo Discovery. Really, really cool artwork there. I love that. Another Legendary Collection reverse holo. This time it's Pidgeotto. We have a Latias Delta Species holo rare. Great looking stuff there. Again, you can see ever so subtly the borders of these cards are also holographic, kind of like a gold tint to them. Behind that, we have a Melodic, again, another Delta Species card here. We have this Delcatty reverse holo rare from Ruby and Sapphire. We have a Rhyhorn reverse from Legendary Collection. A Nidoqueen non-holo from Legendary Collection, but in fantastic shape. We have a Leddyba reverse from Skyridge. Mr. Mime non-holo from Jungle. And on the end, really, really wild stuff here. This is a Moltres reverse holo from Legendary Collection. All right, now we are finally getting into our final stack from this binder. I'm gonna go a little slower here with these cards because these ones in particular are really, really special. There's some incredible stuff in this stack. So go nice and slow here and show you all these cards. On the front, we have a Dark Dragonair reverse from Legendary Collection. We have a Gengar reverse holo from Legendary Collection. This card is worth well over $200 at this point. And this one is also in some really, really fantastic shape. I'm not gonna pull it out just for the sake of safety here. I don't wanna damage this guy, but you can see no creases, no visible damage from the front at least. And this holo pattern, this artwork, it's all just really, really, really immaculate looking. Right behind that Gengar, we have this Kadabra reverse holo from Legendary Collection. We have a Nidoqueen reverse holo from Legendary Collection. A Ninetales reverse, again, Legendary Collection. A Golem reverse, Legendary Collection. There was an entire page in this binder that was filled with nothing but these reverse of Legendary Collection. It was just mind-blowing when I first saw it. Behind that, we had this Hitmonchan EX from Ruby and Sapphire. This one, genuinely, as far as conditions go, might be the best in the entire binder. This thing, it looked and felt pack fresh. So that's great to see. It's an awesome looking card, great looking holo one there. Very, very cool to have that. Right behind that is a Clefairy. This is from base set. That's not first edition, not shadowless, but still an awesome looking card in great shape and a very cool holo pattern back there. We have a Ninetales holographic from base set. Again, same as that Clefairy. We have a Zapdos holographic from Aquapolis. You can see I chuckled there because that price on this thing is really just, it's insane. This is also in really, really great shape. Again, I'm not taking this one out just to be safe, but fantastic card, beautiful artwork, and obviously very sought after. We have a Magneton reverse holo from Skyridge. I have a Wooper reverse holo from Aquapolis. This one obviously isn't the most valuable, but you know, everyone loves Whooper, and I'm included in that mix, so we threw him in the gold sleeve. We have a Sneasel EX from Ruby and Sapphire. Again, just like that Hitmonchan, it's in fantastic condition. We have a Starmie holographic from Skyridge, which again is another very, very high value card, and an awesome artwork and holographic pattern on this guy. Behind there, we have an Ivysaur reverse holo from Legendary Collection. We have a Mewtwo reverse holo from Legendary Collection. A Togetic holographic from Aquapolis. A Macargo holographic from Skyridge. A Kabutops reverse holo from Legendary Collection. We have a Deoxys Delta species here. Again, really, really beautiful card and in fantastic shape. This Umbreon, if you know me, I'm a huge Umbreon fan. This is the non-holo variant of this card, but this is one of the most sought after cards from Skyridge, beyond those crystal types, obviously. But the holographic version of this card sells around $500. This guy's closer to 80 bucks, but the artwork here is really, really beautiful, and this card was in fantastic shape. I really, really couldn't believe it when I saw it. It's just an amazing card. Behind that, we have this Magneton. I think this is either French or Spanish on here, or maybe Italian, I really don't know. But a great looking holographic pattern here. A little swirl as well, so love to see that. We have a Shining Noctowl. Again, not first edition, but these Shining cards, this is a secret rare. As you can see in the bottom corner down here, we have the 3 stars for that secret rare symbol. A really, really beautiful card. Condition wise, maybe like a 6 or a 7 as far as grading goes, if that's probably being hopeful. But nonetheless, I mean, this card is really, really stunning. Behind that, we have a Gyarados reverse from Legendary Collection. We have this Articuno EX, and this is from Leaf Green, or Fire Red and Leaf Green. This is actually a secret rare as well. In the bottom corner, you can see here, 114 out of 112 for this set. This one has this really nice looking shattered glass kind of hollow pattern on it. They did the 3 legendary birds, the secret rares in this set. So we had Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. My buddy was lucky enough to have the Articuno, so this is a really, really fantastic card to have in my collection now. I have a Politoed holographic from Skyridge. A Nidoking holographic from Aquapolis. A Nidoqueen holographic from Skyridge. An Alakazam holographic from Skyridge, which again, this card really just blew my mind. Really, really beautiful stuff. We have a Tyranitar holographic from Aquapolis. This card, obviously, you see the price on the screen there. This is the biggest card you can pull, value-wise, at least from Aquapolis, and it is stunning in person. I could not believe this was in this binder. And then finally, our final card from this binder is a Mewtwo Gold Star from Holon Phantoms. Now there is some damage in this card, but the fact that we even have a Gold Star is just, it's beyond words for me. This card is so beautiful. The Gold Stars are obviously extremely desirable. They didn't print a lot of these, and these sets are very hard to get a hold of these days. This is one of the kind of like top tier Gold Star cards as well. So just really, really incredible stuff here. I could not believe this was in here. So what'd you think? I gotta say, I really can't thank my friend enough. You know, a lot of these cards were cards that I was kind of going for when I was growing up as a kid. And I also sold my entire Pokemon card collection when I was younger. I think probably to just buy a game or something, but you know, I've regretted it ever since then. And so the fact that I have a lot of these cards that I was collecting back in the day, and then some, it just means the world to me. Now I'm also planning to get a lot of these cards graded as well, so do make sure you stick around for that. If you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and click that button right down there. I really appreciate that. And have the bell icon turn on as well to have notifications so you never miss a video. There's a lot of stuff coming out here very soon. I have the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection coming in this week, plus Silver Tempest coming up next month, and some more graded cards returns as well. So do make sure you stick around for that. You can also follow me on social media to see more of what I'm posting on Instagram and Twitter. I have the same handle there, and it's at gacpkmn. That's gacpkmn. That'll do it for today's video, guys. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.